Chevron. Okay, so that's another company that we were just is in the news. And is that that's the same type of thing? Basically, what's happening? They're putting restrictions on them. They're making it difficult.
They're making it hard for them to do what they have done for 140 plus years. And that's the thing that a lot of politicians and regulators don't understand is that, let me take one step back, Melissa. There's a saying in Japan, and I don't know Japanese, so I'll give you the English translation. To the man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I bring that up because it's not a coincidence that if you are an attorney, a regulator, you want to solve everybody's problem with legislation. Let's say you're an engineer. You want to solve all problems with inventions, with improvements. And I bring that up because a lot of times, if you have a hammer, you should just put it down and you should let somebody else do their thing, whether they have a saw or a screwdriver or something else. In other words, your tool will work for certain things, but it doesn't work for everything. And we have to come together to solve problems. One of the beautiful things about market is that it necessitates the coming together of all these different experts. And like Adam Smith said back in the 1700s, right? It's the invisible hand. It's not because of the benevolence of the butcher or the cobbler get our goods, but it's because they have a profit motive and they get something out of it. And so we should not get in the way of it. We should allow more of it. Regulators should regulate. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. That should keep them busy as it is. If you look at the waste, at the fraud in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, healthcare.
Oh my goodness. And school systems. Texas has another big thing with the school. They're all like.
You're making me sweat by talking about the school system. And not in the best way. But I agree with you 100%. And it's a big problem. And I think that it's not a coincidence that the most expensive but least bang on the buck. Look, this is a Texas audience, right? Y'all understand? You want bang for the buck. Well, the least bang for the buck is usually when government is involved, when middlemen are involved. They tend to be governments, but you could just say middlemen or whatever. But when you put too many people between the producer and the consumer, the more people that are in between, the more costs go up, the more quality goes down. Just look at healthcare.
It's definitely becoming a problem. And I know now they're saying that this was kind of also all of this type of things they're saying is kind of like showing us that there's like a rightward shift. Do you agree with that right now?
I agree with it in two senses. I think that it's rightward in terms of it's not wrongward, but I also agree in a political sense that yes, because what's happened in my not so humble opinion, I'll admit, is that what used to be a party that claimed to be liberal and wanted people to play on a level playing field have now become totalitarian and want everybody to have the same score at the end. That's not liberalism. It not only saddens me, but it scares me. And it's not a coincidence. This is exactly why we're talking about this. There are boardroom meetings that happened before Chevron decided to move. There were internal meetings before Joe Rogan did after COVID. There were a lot of get-togethers, powwows, meetings, conversations, and many of them probably very stressful before these companies decided that, you know what, we got to uproot. It's